Hello everyone, welcome to me with no makeup on. Today we're doing a get ready with me / story time video because the video that was meant to be out today is something creating ornaments with clay, and then the clay doesn't dry for another 24 hours. So I was like, damn it, now I don't have a video. So I decided to just do a get ready with me story time. So I'm the kind of person who has a lot of really embarrassing things happen to me. Like I'm just, I guess, a clumsy person. And I just all around feel like I have really awkward situations I get myself into. And I'm sure it's completely me. I'm the type of person who always shares way too much information. And I'm also the type of person who has a lot of stomach problems. So if you put that with just awkwardness, clumsiness in general, some really bad things can happen. So today's story is probably one of my most embarrassing moments ever in my life. Probably not the most embarrassing, because the most embarrassing story I actually can't tell you guys because it's so bad it isn't even appropriate for online. So this is probably my second most embarrassing storyline, and it's about the time that I pooped myself in front of my high school boyfriend. Also, I have a heap of like chacne and bacne at the moment. I don't know what happened, but yeah, so I'm going to put a little bit of sneaky foundation down here. So anyway, the story took place when I was, I think, 18, maybe 19, and my boyfriend at the time, my high school sweetheart, he and I decided to go on a holiday to Bali, Indonesia. We had a wonderful time there. So shout out to my Indonesian viewers. Apa kabar, baik-baik saja. I wasn't at the time though. So some of you guys may have heard of the term Bali belly, and basically it's a common illness where you can get an upset tummy if you're not used to Indonesia. If you don't live there, a lot of travelers can get Bali belly, which just means like an upset tummy. It might be from the water or the food. And it's quite common. And me being me, who's like prone to stomach issues, I kind of was a little bit nervous about it because I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna get Bali belly on this trip at some point, knowing me. My boyfriend at the time had a bit of Bali belly. He was a little bit sick for some of the trip, but your girl Delia, I was absolutely fine, you guys. Like I didn't have any issues whatsoever. I didn't even have any reactions to lactose. We actually were staying in this lovely resort where there was a glass bathroom to go with our hotel room, and I was like, oh, it would be so embarrassing if like I had Bali belly and I had to go in there. So I think it was the night before we flew out, or maybe it was the lunchtime before we flew out, I really wanted to go to this awesome Mexican restaurant that is on Poppy's Lane 2. Poppy's Lane 1 and Poppy's Lane 2, from my understanding, or were at the time really popular places to go to eat at. And there was this amazing Mexican place called like TJ's Mexican or something along those lines. And it was beautiful because it had like an indoor, outdoor, interior. Everything was kind of open. There was like this little water pond thing in the middle with fishes, and you got to sit on like cushions and just lounge about, eat Mexican. It was so nice. So we were there, and I'd been really careful with the water. I don't think I was drinking any tap water, but I couldn't help myself from getting a margarita. So I had this ginormous icy margarita. Just gonna get some translucent powder. I always make such a mess with this. I don't understand why these always have holes in them, because it's like you can't get the stuff out of the holes. Like, are you meant to tip it into the lid? I don't know. So we're gonna bake for a second real quick. However, so many hours later, it was time to soon fly out. So my boyfriend at the time and I were packing up our bags, and I was getting all organized. I felt really good. I didn't feel any issues whatsoever with my body. Like everything was fine, normal, calm seas ahead. And I was a bit sad to actually go home. Anyway, I was sitting in our hotel room, and the hotel room had like shiny floor tiles. I was just sitting on the ground filling out those flight cards. You know how you have to go through customs when you go to different countries? Like I think I was filling out my card for when I got into Australia. Like I already had it for some reason. So I was just sitting on the tiles on the floor, filling it out. I was all packed. Boyfriend was just packing, watching TV. Quite a small room, I might add. And I was in little denim shorts, my favorite little denim shorts that I had saved up for. That was some label that I think someone from the Hills had worn or something like that. Black Orchid, I think was the name of it. Denim shorts. We're talking expensive here. By the way, I'm using NYX contour palette. Very, very good alternative instead of spending more money on the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I don't buy that anymore. I get this now. So anyway, sitting on my butt, filling out the form, and all of a sudden, I feel this need to release some gas, okay? I suddenly feel the need to do a little pop off. And okay, I do an SBD. Little SBD, nothing major, you know, pretty normal, standard thing. I mean, I'm not saying I like SBD all the time, but occasionally, you know, I'm only human, okay? I swear I'm normal. So yeah, I did a little SBD, and it was really wet. Like, very, very wet SBD. And I suddenly realized, hold on. Oh my God, I have pooed my pants. I pooed my pants in Bali, on the ground in little denim shorts. My boyfriend's like 1.5 meters away from me. And of course there's this awful smell. It was the complete runs. I couldn't stop. It was just like no warning whatsoever, straight out through me. Like whatever was inside of me was really bad because it was just like, I started freaking out. The guy I was with, he was like, did what? And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He started laughing, I think. Maybe he didn't even laugh. I don't think he even laughed. Like neither of us knew how to react. And I just like yelled at him. I was like, get out, go do something. I don't care. I was freaking out. I was like, just leave for an hour. Just leave me be. Just get out. And he like ran out. I have no idea what he did. I was a mess, like physically and mentally. I was just like, how could this happen? I've never pooped my pants before except when I was like a child. I was freaking out. I was like, how could this happen? What's wrong with me? This is so embarrassing. He's definitely gonna dump me. I then was able to run to the toilet, of course, because, you know, if you're sitting on the floor doing a doozy, you've got to get up and go to the toilet because otherwise where else is it going to go? So then I like leaped to behind our glass bathroom, sat on the toilet, let everything go. I was quite sick, very, very sick, and went to flush the toilet, run a shower and clean myself up. And well, guess what? There was no water because the water in this building ran on electricity and the power was out. So I couldn't wash myself. I had to sit on the toilet in my pooey shorts, pooey everything, just sit there and wait for the electricity to come back on. I was so upset. I called my mom and sister, bawling my eyes out. I was like, I pooped my pants in front of my boyfriend. And they were like, what? I'm like, I have to go to the airport soon. And my sister was like, well, don't worry, just have a shower. Like, it's fine. It's hilarious, but it's fine. I was like, but you don't understand. There's no electricity, so I can't wash myself. She started absolutely laughing her head off. She thought it was so funny. I was in tears and laughing at the same time because it was so embarrassing, but also hilarious, like laughing and crying. Then my sister was like, well, was there any warning? Like, why didn't you get up and go to the toilet? I was like, there's no warning. It just happened. I wasn't even feeling sick. She was like, well, oh my gosh, what happens if it happens again? And I was like, what? And she's like, what happens if it happens on the plane? Like, you can't poo yourself while you're sitting on a plane. I was like, knowing me, that's probably gonna happen. So then she was like, maybe you should go get an adult nappy? I was like, what? And she's like, no, seriously, maybe you should go buy an adult nappy. So we considered it for a while that I should text my boyfriend at the time and be like, hey, can you pick up an adult nappy or something, or just get a kid's nappy and I'll just kind of stick it to my undies. But in the end, we decided the best thing to do was use a sanitary pad. So I had this enormous pad on and I kind of put it at like the back of my undies and kind of made a fort so that if anything seeped out the sides, it could like, you know, be held in. I just made like a poop fortress in my pants. Anyway, before I was able to do that, obviously I had to wait for the water to come back on again. It took about an hour, so I sat on the toilet reading a gossip magazine, looking at these beautiful, flawless, amazing celebrities that have been airbrushed while I'm sitting on the toilet with poop everywhere. So eventually the power came back on, thank goodness. I was able to wash myself. I put my expensive shorts in the sink with all the hand soap and tried to, you know, wash them as much as I could. And then I like put them out onto the deck to dry. Anyway, I didn't know where else to put them. So then finally my boyfriend came back. He and I laughed about it a lot. Like he thought it was so funny and I was like, don't even. Just gonna put this creamy color on. So anyway, when it was finally time to leave, I was all packed. I was like, let's just go home. Was leaving the room, had my suitcase behind me dragging, and then boyfriend at the time was just like, oh, Maddie, because Maddie is my real name. He was like, oh, Maddie, do you wanna take these? And he had been out onto the deck and picked up my little denim shorts that used to be blue denim and now they were like yellowy brown denim. He's like holding them like this. He's like, do you want these? And I was like, I mean, I guess. So I put them in a plastic bag and took them in my hand luggage. They did go through security. Oh, my pooey stained shorts, because I couldn't bear to like separate myself with them. It felt like such a waste because they were so expensive. You know, I definitely wasn't able to afford another pair. So anyway, then we got the flight home and thank God nothing bad happened on the plane. I was absolutely fine, but I might add I refused to eat anything, and the whole time I was just clenching because I was thinking it could happen at any moment. I've never had such an anxious flight in my life. And it was fine. And even though I was dumped, or I dumped in my pants, thankfully, I wasn't dumped. We ended up having a 7-year relationship, which I think's pretty good effort, or maybe another couple of years before that died out. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting holiday. Oh, and I also forgot to mention on the tiled floor, because it seeped through my pants, there was some of it on the floor that I had to like clean up with toilet paper, and there was no water at the time, so I had to like get it off with toilet paper. So yeah, interesting story. Sadly, I have not been back to Indonesia. It's not Bali's fault, but I have to say I feel very nervous that the same thing would happen again. Also, I feel like I have a way more sensitive stomach now, so it's almost like it's out of the question for me to be able to handle Indonesia. It's such a beautiful place. The people are so lovely. And it's a shame that I'm too scared to go back because of a silly little thing that happened. In the future, I hope to visit you guys again, and I will go back there, but oh my gosh, pooing your pants in front of your boyfriend, like that's pretty bad. In the same room with no water, it's not good. It ain't a pretty sight. I have to say none of my friends have pooped their pants in front of anyone except for me. I've also asked my family members. No one has. So if you guys have, I would love to know. It would make me feel a lot better about myself. Because to this very day, I still feel a little bit ashamed. So yeah, please do let me know. That would be amazing. I'll highlight my brows a little bit. I do have a lot of embarrassing stories. That is definitely one of the worst, but there are more. So if you guys would like any more story times, do let me know in the comments down below, or experiences. There's been some pretty bad ones in my life. Let's put a little bit on the inner corner here and here. Why do I smell so bad? I just had a shower. I have been locked in toilet cubicles and crawled underneath them about 3 times. I've been walked in to me sitting on the toilet like 50 gazillion times. I'm one of those people who just doesn't understand how to lock a door. Or you know, it's just bad luck. Like people just, you know, it's just the luck in my life. If I go to a bathroom without a lock on it, 9 out of 10 chance someone's gonna decide to go and barge in on me. It's like, I swear I have a bad luck omen around me. Thankfully, it's harmless stuff, touch wood. But good grief, it's got me into some situations before. Are you guys the type of people who have had embarrassing things happen to you, or if not embarrassing, are you guys the type of people who have had just unlucky things happen to you? Do you always have birds poop on you? Do you always forget things? Let me know why and how you are not a perfect human, because there needs to be more people like us in the world. Actually, there was one time when I was in South Australia and I had had tummy problems when I was very, very badly lactose intolerant, and I had a reaction to something that I ate. Anyway, I ran to the bathroom in this beautiful hotel. I think I was with Jake the Masterbucks at the time. He's another Australian YouTuber. He has no idea about this, so... Well, actually, now I think about it, I think I did tell him I was pretty sick. But anyway, when I had like full-on diarrhea on the toilet, I ran to the bathroom. The bathroom door was pretty far away from the toilet, so there was like no chance of me being able to stop the door. I ran in, thought it was locked, clearly wasn't, because when I was on the toilet, I'd just done my business. I was fiddling with the toilet roll because I was so like, oh my God, I almost didn't make it. I was probably still going actually, and I was playing around with the toilet roll. The toilet roll like fell off the thing, rolled across the floor. So I kind of leant forward like this and was looking for it and kind of looking down. And this person walked in when I was like half off the toilet, squatting, looking downwards, looking like I'm staring at my bitsies. And the girl was so stupid. Like, I hate calling people stupid, but this was stupid. She was just like, she kind of froze and was like, sorry, left, and left the door open. So I had to like waddle over to the door to shut it, and there were people waiting. So that's just another example of my life, bad luck. And then I went back to the table and I was just like, okay, my life is great. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. Oh, that was a lot of perfume. So yeah, I don't know what I learnt from these situations. Like, tell me, what is the point? Why was that my journey in life, to have those moments? To tell you guys about them, to share them with you so you guys don't feel as bad about your moments maybe? Oh no, now I just messed up my makeup. I'm a mess. So yeah, I don't really know what my life meaning is at this stage, but there's plenty of stories. Plenty of poop stories too, which kind of sucks. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this little get ready with me and enjoying me explain my most embarrassing stories. It's been nice to try and let go of it and tell the world so I can be constantly reminded of it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up and let me know if you'd like to see any more story videos or any other, I don't know, get ready with me's, Q&As, anything, just let me know. And as always, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I will speak to you soon. So.